Hey guys, what's up? It's Roth. We're here at Comic-Con with none other than the cast and showrunner, thank you very much, of The Walking Dead. We've got Scott Gimple, apologies, Melissa McBride, Chad Coleman, Emily Kinney, you know them as Beth, Tyrese, Scott Gimple, which is actually your name, and Carol, of course. So let's talk a little bit about...
Actually known as Carol.
No, there is the of course, I believe. Yes. You guys just got a huge reaction out here. We've had people in and out of here, and I don't think I've seen one this big. Has this been what it's like for you the whole con? Is it just madness?
Yeah, a lot of fans everywhere we go. It's really exciting. Everybody's really, excited for season 5, and
is it fun or overwhelming?
It's a little bit of both, A
little bit of both for you too.
The crowd is amazing. I mean, just riding here from where we're staying to here. This is not just one isolated area. This just spans blocks and blocks and blocks.
It's a full takeover of the area. I mean, back in the day, it was pretty contained. This is my 20th, and it was just around the convention center. But it goes all the way up the 5, down to the island.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
So let's dig in. We've seen the big trailer. Wow, and it was a great trailer, I gotta say. It really sort of sold what's coming up in the season. You have a very big moment. We haven't known where you are, and we're getting a little hint. Can you guys talk about that? What's Beth been up to? What is this policewoman that's beating you up?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell you very much about anything.
Emily,
I've got,
like
Scott right here staring at me, so I don't want to, slip and tell you any spoilers, but obviously you will see Beth, and you'll find out, what happened. Everybody's been asking me, everywhere I go, where's Beth? Where's Beth? And so you know that in season 5 you will find out.
Absolutely.
Where Beth is. So
it does not look pleasant
to
to me. I'll say that.
I'm sure it's not.
It was we knew that we were ending the trailer that way, and it was like this double-edged thing because we knew people would obviously be asking about it.
Yeah.
But we also knew people were going to be asking about it regardless, if it wasn't in the trailer. So that's why we put it in. We wanted to intrigue people and give people some hints. But we didn't want to, we didn't want to
You don't want to give everything away, but we want to know everything, so tell us. Mm-hmm. So one of the big things about last season was sort of the structural change, right? So it was a focus on individual characters and then kind of getting them back together. But here we have this team out here. Beth is still separated from Rick and the rest of the group. You guys are still separated from Rick and the rest of the group. What can you tease about your journey coming into this season? Y'all had what I thought was one of the best scenes last season after Carol had to make her big decision.
Yes.
Written by this man right here. How is that going to affect this relationship? We really thought as fans he just may kill her when he realized what she'd done. But no, it seems to have strengthened this bond.
Do you think, would you agree what they've been through and experienced together almost sort of creates an element of unusual trust, would you say, to a degree?
Yeah, to a degree, and I had to be real careful not to overplay my hand with this bond,
Yeah.
So Scotty had to nope, guess what? We're right where we were.
Yeah.
You haven't worked anything out. I think because she's such an amazing actress and we executed the story so well, I wanted it to tie up nicely. No, it doesn't work like that in this world. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. I mean, it's kind of what you're saying, though. It's like, it's not like everything's cool, but the bond is
definitely an understanding.
And there's also an intimacy to that bond that it's beyond sort of friendship. It's this almost familial bond that you guys are going to have forever, and it's a very strange thing. Yeah, I didn't mean to get heavy.
It's really crazy, you guys. But I'm going to try and steer us on course. Keep on going. Oh my goodness. Let's talk a little bit about the expectations, given that this is the fan response.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the expectations and going forward in this series. How much do you need to deliver? I mean, I think I really love the moments that we have with the characters that are surprising for me as somebody who may be familiar with the comics. But I also love the moments that harken back. Talk a little bit about that balance going forward. Look, this character right here is on a completely different path. So is Tyrese. Yeah. Do you feel almost more freedom working with these characters that are on their own path, sort of divergent from the comic at this point?
Oh my Lord! Wow!
I apologize.
Wow!
Please don't
Wow,
throw
look
things.
at this. They're throwing Walking Dead gear up here.
Goodness.
Wow.
All right. Well,
I'm
you've
gonna
got
give
a
you that.
T-shirt of your own show.
I'll say this. Back when I was growing up, DC Comics, to integrate their old like Golden Age heroes, like Green Lantern was this guy named Alan Scott, and he looked totally different. They took all those old heroes and they made this place called Earth 2, and it was another dimension. And they had Earth 1, and like Walking Dead is sort of like Walking Dead TV shows like Earth 2 to Walking Dead's Earth 1, which is a very deep cut comic book wise. But that's how I approached it, and how we approach it with all of us. And I love circling back to the comics. I mean, last year, one of the most powerful moments for Tyrese was the fight he had with Rick, which is directly from the comics, but it was under a completely different circumstance.
You get there a different way.
Yeah, it's finding that stuff that we loved in the comics that we can apply in different ways to these characters that have been living very, very different lives than they did in the comic. Or in Beth's case, Maggie did have a sister, but it wasn't Beth, and we didn't get to see a great deal of her. These other characters, I think, help keep the audience guessing. I read the comics before I came to the show. I love getting a little bit of what I know, and I love being surprised.
I do too, as a watcher. That's sort of my favorite thing. For you guys, I mean, the big question, obviously, along the whole journey of the series is about leadership, and these have been some of the themes of the show. And last season, it felt like to me, we kind of came to the conclusion that, hey, look, you're going to lead, you're going to have to make some really tough decisions. I felt like Carol really stepped up. Can you talk about, at this point, is she not maybe the most fit person, I say, possibly, to lead this world?
Or is she the most fit person?
Is she or is she not? What do you guys say? I mean, what is sort of your take, and what's your take?
No, I absolutely. We talked about that a lot.
I don't think I can answer that question. That's
Just even in the last scene, that pivotal scene at the Grove.
Yeah.
I mean, we, like I said, we talked off screen a lot about. She was teaching Tyrese, bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, and that was huge.
It was about you can do monstrous things. You don't have to be a monster, right?
That's correct.
And I'd say being, leadership is about making very, very difficult calls, and then taking responsibility for the outcome of those calls.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do believe that that's what Carol did.
Yeah. Are we going to see, how quickly would you like to see you guys get reunited with Rick and the rest of the group, and see those relationships play out now that we have that information about these characters, and see sort of those conflicts play out?
there's a lot. There's instant payoff immediately, and the payoff comes very quickly for each of these episodes. So,
Yeah. In the first episode, we'll get to understand, where.
Careful.
Yeah, man. What on earth? No, you're 100% right. I just say in the first episode, we get the story going along towards answering a lot of these questions. How's
All
that?
right.
Well done.
Yes.
Very nicely done. We're looking forward to seeing the return. What are you guys looking forward to everybody seeing? Do you have one moment? You know, you can't tell me the exact thing.
Oh, yeah, don't use any numbers. I almost did myself.
And everyone should just tune. The first episode is going to be amazing, I'm sure. Everyone should just be there right with us.
Well done, well sold. Thank you guys so much for
thank
coming.
you.
Have a great Comic-Con.
Thank
This is
you.
bananas.
Yeah.
This is bananas.
Yeah.
You
Awesome
want to keep
bananas.
your own T-shirt?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for everything. Walking Dead, Comic-Con, and crazy crowds. Keep it locked right here to IGN.